Kia ora koutou. Welcome back to Tukua Te Reo. This is the second in the series of putting in the mahi. Today I'm going to be talking about graphic organisers. The reasons I've listed here to explain why we use graphic organisers are similar to the reasons we covered in the note-taking video. The reason they're so similar is because graphic organisers are really just another way of recording information. The main benefit of using graphic organisers is that using the templates and charts helps you to take in the new learning and organise it in a way that makes more sense. There's also lots of ways you can use graphic organisers to return to the learning, review it and reuse it, and then figure out what you need to work on next. A graphic organiser is just a visual way to show information. When you're trying to organise the things you've learned, it can be helpful to use the templates, charts, and a whole range of other graphic organisers rather than just starting on a blank page. A mind map or a brainstorm is an example of a graphic organiser. The four that I'm going to be talking about in more detail today are word study templates, charts, storyboards, and sentence models. I'll be giving you some examples along the way. The first type of graphic organiser I want to show you is the word study template. Learning new words is an essential part of learning te reo Māori or any other language. This little kianga or saying, he mana tō te kupu, is about the power that words have. This is one of my core values as a learner and as a teacher, and that's why I wanted to share this with you. There's heaps of different ways to explore words and learn new ones. The ones I've chosen are just a few to look at. So the first word study template is a word cline. In te reo Māori, he pautama kupu aupiki. A cline is just a scale where you set your own measurement, like incline or decline. In this case, it's about words. The first thing to do is choose the main word, te kupu matua, and write it down at the bottom of the page. The next part of the word cline is to name the two opposite ends of the scale. So the bottom one might be slow and the top one might be fast, or the two extremes might be high and low, or cold and hot, or what have you. It really depends on the type of word you've chosen to study. The next step is to place all the words you can think of along the scale, starting at the bottom and working your way to the top, from the slowest to the fastest, lowest to highest, or so on. Here's an example of the one that I've already filled in. The kupu matua is rere, which means to fly, and this cline is about height. So the two extremes of the scale are haka haka, which is low, and teitei, which is high. The words that I've placed along the word cline are tōpaki, kōtiu, rere, kopa, whakapāho, and hoka. And here are their meanings. It's a fun way to learn new words and find out more about the ones you already know. And you can do this at any level too, whether you're just starting out on your learning journey or whether you're wanting to expand your vocabulary. I've uploaded a copy of this onto the Tukua Te Reo website under resources, so please feel free to download a copy and have a go. The second word study template is the word map. This is a nice way to explore the meaning of the word, use it in a sentence, find similar words or words that mean the same or opposite. Other sections on this template are the tautuhi, dictionary definition, a space to draw a picture, break up the word into its smaller parts, or find out what part of speech it is. I've made an example to show you using the word manaakitanga. And here it is. Next up, we've got charts. Using a chart or a poster as a study tool is helpful for putting information into groups or categories. making lists of words, or looking at the parts of a sentence in more detail. Here's a few examples of those that you might like to try. The first one is a chart showing different types of tūmahi. Tūmahi poro, tūmahi whiti, tūmahi whiako. This one is a sentence structure organizer using the headings at the top to help you practice writing rere mahi action sentences. The last one is a chart that shows the tūkapi or personal pronouns organised into groups. I've used this chart to show the singular, dual and plural word sets. So those are just a few examples of how you can use charts to help you organise the information that you've learned along the way. The next example of a helpful graphic organiser is the storyboard. This is particularly useful if you're studying a particular type of conversation or question and answer sequences. I've made an example to show you of a storyboard involving a conversation between two people using homai, hoatu and ane. He tauira noiho. This is just an example, and there are so many different ways you can use the storyboard to become more familiar with conversations. This is the final graphic organizer that I want to show you, the sentence model. I made this one to show how the two parts of the sentence are bridged with the pūhono or joining word. Using a model like this one can really help us understand how sentences in Te Reo Māori work and hopefully make them a bit easier to understand. So hei whakakapi māku, just to summarise, all the graphic organisers we've covered in this video, I've talked about word maps, charts, storyboards and sentence builders. Just a few examples of how you can engage with your learning and really start to build up those study skills. You can find these and heaps of other resources on the Tukua Te Reo website. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou katoa. Kia ora.